going on, everybody? We're back at it with another video. The E36 project continues. I'm with Jack. We're currently on the way back to Jack's house to work on the E36, and we had to take a little detour because Jack this morning got 2 flats and drove the car home, so we had to come grab his spares. So we got a late start to the day, but it's fine because what we're planning on doing today should not be too difficult. On the last episode, what we did was we changed the oil, I think it was. We changed the spark plugs. We did, what else did we do? We got the car to run, and I think that's where the video stopped off at. After the fact though, I didn't get any footage of it, but the car did overheat after about like 20 minutes, I want to say. And one of the things that we noticed that the car was doing was the radiator. So the upper hose and half the radiator was overheating, and the other half was ice cold still. So that was strange for us. Off camera, what we ended up doing was I pulled the radiator out, flushed the entire radiator out, got great, stream going through it. We also pulled the thermostat out, and we just threw the housing back in without the thermostat, and the car ran for about an hour before it started to overheat. Realistically, the thermostat is not that big of an issue. A couple people have said to me like, oh, you're not gonna run thermostat, and I'm not. The only thing it'll really affect is how long it takes for the car to get hot enough for the heat to work. And it's a drift car. I don't really care about having heat, so I'll probably just run it. If the car runs, if we get the overheating issue solved and it doesn't overheat, I'm just not gonna run a thermostat. It's not that big of a deal. So the thermostat was definitely fucked. That's why the car ran longer before it overheated. But the next step we're gonna do today is we're gonna change, I already got, it's right here. I ordered a water pump from Rock Auto. We're gonna change that. Shout out Rock Auto, bro. Their prices are ridiculously cheap. We're gonna change the water pump, and hopefully that solves the overheating issue, because we don't really think it's a head gasket anymore, just because after running for 2 hours totaled and overheating especially, I feel like the oil would have mixed in with the coolant already, or the water that we threw in. But I also might be fishing for an excuse to not want to have to do a head gasket, but we're gonna find out. I know that from talking to a couple, E36 Beamer heads, that the stock water pumps tend to have the fins for the water pump tend to be plastic, and they break all the time. So I upgraded to a metal fin ones. Hopefully that solves the issue. But yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna change that today. Shouldn't be too difficult. Then I gotta go grab some gas for the vert because we ran it out of gas. Hopefully get a start up, and then see where the day takes us. Not much planned for today, but let's get to it. All right, so the plan. The first thing we gotta do is we gotta pop off the fan. We couldn't find a wrench big enough for that, so we're just gonna use a air hammer to break it loose, and then it should come off easily. We did it like 4 times the other night. Bro, I'm trying to, bro.
Too bad. I'm walking my jack, all right? Calm down.
So yeah, pop off the fan, pop off the hosing, the lower and upper hose. Pop off the radiator. We gotta remove the thermostat housing again. And then from there, I think it's just, we gotta pull off the belt, the pulley belt. And then from there, it's just the bolts, and then the water pump should come out. The new water pump, so when we get the old one pulled off, we gotta take the, I'm blanking right now, I think it's pulley, I guess. Take the pulley off the old one, throw it on this one, and then we can just throw this in. This is this is the metal fins I was telling you about. So the on the OEM ones, if this one's still OEM, these will be all plastic, and like I said, they tend to break very easily. And then it's just reassembling the whole thing back together. And I already got the gas. We're gonna throw it in. Put that down. I already got the gas. We're gonna throw it in, and hopefully it solves the overheat issue. We're gonna find out, but let's get to it. All right, we got the old one out. So it turns out this was already changed because same way as I got metal. It seems to be okay. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. I mean, it seems to be okay, but I already got a new one, preventative maintenance, so we're gonna throw it in anyways. But yeah, basically what you do is you got on here, there's this pulley that goes on top of it back here. You break the fan loose on here, take the fan out, take the rad out, take the fan shroud out. Then next step is the hoses, basically all that. You gotta take you don't need to take it out, the thermostat housing, but it makes it easier. You get a lot more space, and then it's just 4 bolts and you pull this out, and yeah, pretty much. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna clean up the thermostat housing, put some RTV on it to help it not leak, obviously, some extra. Put the new one in, put all the belts back on and everything, and throw everything back together and see if it fixed it. I'm still hoping, but we're gonna find out. So all right, so we got everything put back together. Radiator, everything's good. We filled it up before. We haven't started it yet, but we filled up the reservoir, and I ended up picking up shout out Pep Boys, ended up picking up a head gasket leak test. So by the end of this video, we'll know for sure if it needs a head gasket. But yeah, we got this. We're gonna have to start the car first, let the system, flow through, fill up the water, and then let the car get up to temp. We'll throw this on and we'll know. So all right, so as you guys saw, we got the car started, and for where it's at, the car ran pretty good. It caught idle, which we expected it to, but the idle for some reason fluctuates a lot after it runs for a little bit, after it gets up to temps. But we did find a couple more vacuum leaks, so that's something we still have to resolve. The car is currently on just like manifolds, or a manifold I should say, so it's stupid loud. We get smoked out in the tent. We can't listen for any leaks, nothing like that. So that's a future problem. We're still gonna make an exhaust on it, but it did the job that we needed it to do for the time being. So that's all right. We got the car up to temps. The needle did not move at all. It was steady for about an hour or so that we ran it. The car eventually did start overheating the slightest bit, way better than it did the last video or the last time we started the car, and it's just problem solving at this point. We did do the head gasket leak test, as you guys saw. We did it twice, and the liquid didn't change color, so that's a great sign. We're gonna do it one more time when we have actual coolant in the car, but with just water, it did not change colors, so that's a great sign. But yeah, maybe it was just a water pump, or the water pump definitely needed it and helped. We're gonna check the heater core next time, and I can't remember what the other thing is we were gonna check. We're gonna check the heater core. Oh, and the clutch fan. We thinking the clutch fan might not engage completely. It just spins with the belt, with the pulley. So we're gonna check those 2 things next time. But little by little, we're getting the car up and running. It's getting way better, and yeah. Obviously, I'm no longer at Jack's house or working on the car. I actually have to go get tattooed, so I was pressed for time today. But everything we planned to do today, we got done. So yeah, I'm content with the way it's going. It's looking real good, and hopefully, we keep the series going. And yeah.